Hey y'all, welcome back to Black Coffee, Honey, and Grits. And ladies, we are the Black Coffee, our lips drip with honey. And sometimes we got a little bit of grit. We've got sass, class, and all that ass, y'all. We're here tonight to talk to y'all about a little bit of a gritty topic. I am going to introduce myself, pass it to Maisha and then Carmel, and we're going to get this party started. I'm Dr. Jamesia, the nurse practitioner extraordinaire. I'm also your intermittent fasting and mindset coach, YouTube influencer, speaker, author, all the things. I'm passing it to you, Maisha.
Hello, everyone, and welcome. Happy Labor Day, y'all. My name is Maisha, also known online as Devi Maisha, and I show high-achieving, successful Black women how to take their sex life from hot to not. So this will be from not to hot. Oh my God, the opposite. So this will be a fun conversation. Carmel, it's yours.
Hello, everybody. Carmel Jean-Francois, working with those who have come to realize that they have a food and sugar addiction. And I work with them adapting a whole food, plant-based lifestyle in order to combat that addiction and the chronic conditions that come along with it. But I'm here to encourage you to add more plants to your plate. So I am looking forward to this conversation as well, Dr. Jamesia.
All right, y'all. Okay, so listen, I think this is gonna be a little bit spiciness tonight, y'all. The topic tonight is, what do men consider great sex? What I've heard. Okay, so I'm not a man. Obviously, we're not men. However, we want to make sure our partners or whatever are satisfied, as well as us being satisfied. And I think when you feel like you're crushing it, crushing it. You feel like you're doing your thing, right? It gives you a sense of satisfaction as well. So I'm going to tell you from my research what I've heard that men think great sex is. Okay. Mm-hmm. And I'm going to tell y'all, when I asked the question to several people, it wasn't like, this, and this. It was more like, I don't know. Why are you asking me that?
So you took this poll somewhere? You asked you guys?
I did. Okay. Yes, I did. And then some people were like, sex. I think sex is great sex. Sex on a continuous basis. So anyway, I'm going to say what I found, and then I'm going to hear from you guys on what you thought. So here are the first three things that I found. I just stopped at 10, y'all. I stopped at 10 because you know what? I found that it was more like, it wasn't an easy poll. It wasn't an easy poll, but anyway. Number one, the first thing that I got which was kind of consistent, was that their partner is really into it. They are really enjoying it. They're into it. So that's the first thing I got. The second thing was that they get it on a regular basis. They think that's what's great about it. They get it on a regular basis. They don't have to be asking or begging. They're getting it on the regular. And that the next thing is that the woman initiates. And they're not always initiating. Mm-hmm. They're like, it's just something about it does it for them, that the woman says, hey, give it to me. I gotta have it. Yes. Those are the first three things. What do you guys think about that? I'm gonna start with you.
Well, and I hope the men join in. Please comment.
Please comment. So I remember I was with this one guy. I'm always telling everybody my business, like I'm not on YouTube and Instagram. With this one guy, I can't help it. I'm an open book. I don't care. And he had been working out a lot. Now, this particular night, it showed everything. Like he was ripped, and he had just come like this. I didn't meet him like that. He had been working on himself, and now we're together. And the more I just like, how do you call it? The more I indulge in his just physique, the more excited he got while we were having sex. And I wasn't even doing anything but like, oh my God, your arms. Oh my God, your chest. Oh my God, your arms.
Admiration. Admiration.
Admiration. That did it for him. Oh gosh, it was the best. So that was good. So back to what you were saying, Dr. Jamesia. What was the second one you read?
On a regular basis. She's
Oh,
sex on a regular basis.
Okay, and the third one was she initiates. So what was the first one?
The first one was
Oh, she enjoys it.
really into it.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So I can definitely dig that, and it goes vice versa, right?
Mhm.
When he's like into it, listen, if you like him at least a little bit, you're finding a lot of enjoyment, and then the back and forth energy and vibe is
Mhm.
that's all I'll say. So for now.
What about you, Maisha?
Carmel saying that took me back to a recent encounter that I had. I'll put this post on Facebook. When he slides one hand under one leg
Okay.
and another hand under the other leg.
Okay.
Slow. Right. Right. And then, gets to feasting. I was like, yeah. So Carmel just took me back to that moment when she was like, and it's vice versa, right? Yes to all those things. So hey y'all, hey. So one thing I can say during my years as a side chick, as a side dish of biscuit, I did learn a lot about what men desire and what they feel like they're lacking, and everything that you just said are those things, is that they want to know that the woman that they're with actually really wants to have sex. Like, does she want, like men want it, does she want, and this is in general, you might be a man who doesn't need this, but does she want me? Does she desire me? Like Carmel was saying, a lot of men, they love the words of affirmation. They like the ego stroke. You don't have to like that they like it, but they like it. Okay. So what you gonna try and change them? I don't know. But they love that. Yes, when women initiate, which is something I've heard from male clients, from partners, is that it, like, women didn't like, it's like she did all this before when we were dating, and then we got together and then it stopped, or she just doesn't initiate at all. I have men asking me in my DMs, how do I get her to initiate? And then when men are always initiating, they feel like she doesn't want me, right? So back to that first part of she doesn't really want it. And what was the other one? She wants me.
Sex on a regular basis. She's really into it, and she initiates.
Yeah. So, and the sex on a regular basis is different for everybody, right? But I will tell women this: if a man feels like you want him, even if you're not having a lot of sex, he'll be good, because he's like, she really wants me. But if it's like she doesn't initiate, she doesn't seem excited when we do it, and we don't have it on a regular basis,
like,
for him it's kind of like, for him it's like, I don't know. So all of that.
When they said on a regular basis, I remember that he was like, well, if it's once a month or once every 6 weeks, it's like, that's too long. That's rough.
Yeah, that's rough.
Even though we're both busy, like he's like, even though we're both busy, I still need to connect. I need something. So yeah.
And just back to what Maisha was saying, that connection doesn't even necessarily have to be that intimate, but just him knowing that she does desire me, she does want me. I remember somebody telling me that I wasn't always initiating. However, he was just like, it just feels so good to know that you desire me. Like, that's something that I was so lacking in his previous relationship.
Yeah.
And I was just like, really? I feel like I know I was taught that a guy just wants it and that's all. Like, nothing else is a part of the equation. And coming to be intimate with men and having these conversations made me realize that they're very much like us. They want to be desired. They want to feel attracted. They want to be wanted. They want to feel love. And we had, like, as a young woman, I had that misconception that no, they just, and some of them do, don't get me wrong, I'm under that understanding that some of them do, but at the end of the day, we're all human and we just want to be needed and loved.
Yeah. Okay. And so Maisha said something about oh shoot, I lost my thought, y'all. Sorry. It's gonna come back. I'm gonna go to the next ones that was said. Okay, so the next three were she gives him a lot of
I'd have finished that sentence a little differently, but go ahead.
head. She gives him head. She gives him a lot of
Okay. Yes. There's no other way to finish that sentence.
Okay. Listen, I mean, I was gonna say blowjobs or what, I was gonna, it was like in between. So, that's what he considers. Like, if she's consistent with that, not on his birthday, not on New Year's, like.
That's right.
The next thing was responsiveness. Not just a bump on the log, not just laying there, just she's vocal.
Pillow princess is the word for that.
What is it?
Pillow princess.
Oh, okay.
The woman who lay there.
Yeah, no, yeah. Lots of responsiveness. And willing to go with it no matter where. Like, go with it, like
in the bedroom.
It could be anywhere. Like, she wants to be in the kitchen, or she wants to be in the bathroom, or
we could do it anywhere.
In the same place every single time. To mix it up.
Yes, please.
So I gave y'all three. What y'all see with that? I said blowjobs, be a little bit vocal, girl, and be willing just to mix it up a little bit, move around a little, y'all. Like, you don't have to be in the room at night every single time. It could be like during the day, or it could be like somewhere else.
We're gonna have to do a reverse of this, right?
Yeah,
we are to satisfy the lady. But what about? Okay, so we'll do
yes.
that.
What about us? Absolutely. But y'all, let me just say this. If you can get the man to feel like he's getting the best, greatest sex ever, he'll give you whatever you want.
That's so the truth. That's so the truth.
He will be wanting to anyway. Okay, how y'all feel about what I just said?
Listen, go ahead. Listen, I know people don't like to hear some of these things because everybody's very politically correct and woke, and sometimes the world feels like it's just not as much fun. But some basics are just the basics. 100%. Some things are just not really gonna
change, right?
Change. And I tell you, it's so confusing for the men. I feel bad for them, because when men do try to be more like us, which is what some women are asking for, then women are kind of bored. Yeah, and it's it's like, where's the
yin and the yang, right?
Yeah, there needs to be some kind of balance. Just real quick, March 14th is Steak and BJ Day. So if you need an extra day on your calendar, there's an actual day dedicated to steak and blowjobs. It's March 14th. It's the Valentine's Day for the men.
Okay. Steak and BJ's. How interesting. Why is that not on my calendar? Like, what? Like, well, come on, what's the special occasion? I'm like, well, listen.
See, with me, that question is never asked, right? And probably not what you like. That question is never asked. Like, oh, what's the occasion? It's Tuesday.
No, it's Tuesday. When I say what's the special occasion, is when I'm looking for him. Like, why is this day so important to you,
Well, you have to repeat what you were saying.
Because this vegan,
this the only meats. It's the only meat, the only animal I'll consume.
Right.
It's a human male. We grown, y'all. We're very grown. Okay,
we're over 50, guys.
Sure. We are very grown.
So the next ones that I said, what men consider great sex are.
Yes.
What did I say? Adding
responsive.
Adding DJs, adding blowjobs.
Right. Willing to do it anywhere.
Yep.
Yes, yes, and engaged, right? So yes, and all of those, yes, I would say, I mean, yeah, I couldn't disagree with that anyway, because what am I going to say? No, dude, you shouldn't want that. But these are things I have been told as well by male clients and partners, is that they like to hear noise, they like to hear sound. So when I'm working with women and talking to them, these are the things. And it's so funny we're doing this. I was just rewatching a class I did on seduction, while I was teaching the women how to seduce a man. And some of these things are in there, and a lot of the women didn't, especially women who are like 45 and up, because we were raised, not like the younger generation is a little bit freer with some of this stuff. But for us especially, it was kind of like, you're supposed to just kind of sit back, guarded, he'll come, he'll get you, he'll find you, you just be there, the pleasure is for him, you just be there, and kind of, hopefully you enjoy it too. And it's like, no, there's so much, and that's why so many women don't have any orgasms, right? So everything that you said. Okay, real quick, I'll read this in Carmel. Creativity, connection, communication, and honesty is what make the sex great to me. Also, self-awareness and being logical is also sexy in terms of being clean in and out.
I know that's right. Hey, being clean. That didn't show up on the list, Raider, but I agree. Listen, it is so sexy to me when a man smells good, when he's clean.
Yes.
Oh my God. Okay.
I love it when he's like, listen, can I just jump in the shower real quick? I'm like, please do. And maybe I'll join you. Right? Like,
let's take a shower together. Oh, Lord.
But let me just say this, ladies, even though we are talking about men, it's okay to get a shower. It's okay to jump in the shower, y'all. You can break the momentum. You can get it back. Yeah. So this is L. Mike. This is man. Okay. He said, I'm somewhat intimidated to even enter this chat. No men are here. Oh, hi. Well, thank you for coming in.
Thank you.
Maybe what do you think? What do you think great sex consists of? Let us know.
We'd love to hear from the man.
Exactly.
But yeah, while he's thinking about what he's gonna put in the chat, I'm gonna keep going. Or did you finish, Carmel?
I'm pretty sure I did. Yeah.
Okay.
That is a question right there that every man should ask.
Did you finish, girl? Are you done?
You know what? Can we stay there for a second? Did you finish, right? Did you finish? Are you okay? And I used to find myself saying, no, I'm okay. Are you good? Fuck that. Excuse my language. But now I'm gonna answer it like the grown woman that I am. Listen, I'm not done yet. Like you're not. That means you're not done yet.
Hey, and you know what? Sometimes it can be hard. Men here, bros. This is a safe space. Thank you, Plan D. Sometimes it can be hard to say, you know what? Oh, you didn't quite finish. You didn't quite hit the mark, sir. Sometimes that can be a little bit hard. But if you practice saying it, ladies, and figure out how you're going to say it, like you might not say no, you didn't, or you might say, you know what, can you play with my, girls a little bit more, or can you kiss me right here a little bit more, instead of saying no. So anyway.
Right. And also depends on the relationship, right? Some relationships are a little bit more like freakier than others, a little bit more intimate. And yes, so that all depends. But it is about what I think Radar was saying, that self-awareness, and that all comes into play. So Alicia said more role playing definitely is what we need. Oh, that's fun. I love that.
Role playing is fun. So I have a practice. There's a clitoral stroking practice that I do, and I have a partner that we do it with, and that's just what it is. It's a clitoral stroking practice. And the reason why I think that practice is so important for women, and I'm really in my mind still working on ways to, because it's an ancient practice, but I'm really looking at ways to bring it, especially to Black men and women. is because in the practice, the man has to really be paying attention to the woman that he's stroking. Like he really has to be engaged, right, with her. And the woman has to speak. So I need to say to him, a little to the left, to the right. Can you go up, please? Can you go down? I need to direct him on where to go. And what I found how that has translated for me in other parts of my life is, excuse me, I need this steak medium well. No, not well done. When I'm having sex, no, I would like us to go a little longer. This is what I need, in order to feel X, Y, and Z. That practice has actually helped me to open up more and be able to state what it is that I want. So I'm looking at a way to bring it to us. I just haven't figured it out yet. Maurice, his top three, because I know he's got more because it's Maurice, but his top three: fearlessness, deep knowledge of her own body, and willingness to learn my body. Really would love to hear him say that in his voice.
I know, right? Maurice, we got to bring you on, though. We got to bring Maurice on, and we can easily send him the link.
We do, Maurice. Yeah. Okay, go on.
Maurice would love to have you.
Yeah, and to your point, Maisha, when you said that the energy has to be right, you have to be able to feel what's happening in the situation. So that was one of the things. The energy and emotional connection makes it great, and being able to say if she wants to bring in a toy or if I want to bring in a toy. And actually not just it, the answer was not just moaning loudly or making noise, but actually being present and engaged.
Yes.
Not just making noise because I want to hear the noise, but actually being present.
That fake porn star noise.
The fake porn, yeah. Oh yeah, baby. Yeah.
I was dying to do it, but I was like, I'm not gonna do it. One of them's gonna do it.
The ones that we all have practice in, because sometimes
we have done it.
Sometimes it just calls for it.
We have done it. In the younger years, Shirley did, along with the, was that great for you? Yeah.
I remember the days when I didn't know what I was supposed to be feeling, when it was still hurting, and I'm like, but everybody says that this is supposed to feel real good. Like, oh yeah, baby. And just kind of like, I can't wait till this is over. Woo, we've come a long way, baby. And not going back. If it's not feeling right, it's for me to be able to communicate that to my partner. And guess what? My partner, somebody who is in this with me, doesn't even have to be love, but we're in this moment together, he's going to adjust, or we will adjust together, seek a way to make it right for both of us.
And I do want to say that there is a way to communicate to your person while you're engaging, not in a criticizing way, because that can kill their ego and that can kill their erection as well. So,
one of the things so I like to do a check-in after, every, not necessarily every single time, but a lot of times. And it's really like, what did you enjoy? What would you like less of? And what would you like more of? And the less of is the part where you can say the thing that you really didn't enjoy. But it's a way to say it that's not like, that was don't. And when you did it, that nobody wants to hear that. But if it's just like, I love the way you kissed on my neck before we really got started, so definitely more of that, please. Less of the pinching, that really, that didn't turn me on so much. So we can take that off the table. And I would really like more time, for the whole experience. So it's a way of doing like the sandwich method, and it's a way of saying what you didn't like without having to hurt someone's feelings. As Mike said, I agree, it might hurt the ego, but we need to know exactly what satisfies a female.
So I I have a story.
Yes, I like Carmel stories.
This is very, very light, but I had just started seeing a guy, and then the first time we kissed, it was horrific. We kissed like we were grown. We were grown. He was well over 40.
Why was it horrific?
It was horrific because he kissed like he was 12. You know, that anxiousness, that I'm kissing a girl.
Yeah.
And so I was like, no, we're too grown for that, right? So once I assessed the situation, I stopped him and I said, "This is the way I want you to kiss me." And it was just the two of us. We were home. So it was kind of like I'm like, we have time. Let's take our time. And I spoke him through it really softly, really calmly. And then he says to me, "I'm sorry that I'm such a terrible kisser." And I said, "You're not." I said, "I just know how I like to be kissed."
Yeah.
And he appreciated that so much.
Mm-hmm.
And I surprised myself because my first initial reaction was, "What the fuck is going on?" What's happening? But I was just like, "Okay, let's stop and let's do it this way." And he was really appreciative. I said, "Not that you're a bad kisser, because somebody else might enjoy that." I said, "I just know how I like to be kissed." So we practiced that until we got to a place where we were both okay.
Now Usher's "Good Kisser" is running through my head. God, there's a song for every part of this conversation.
Yes,
There is.
Yes. Oh, I love that, Carmel. I love that. That right there is what it is. It's not that you're terrible at what you're doing. It's just that this is how I like it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Hey, Tanika. Tanika always comes on here with an interesting comment. She said this whole ass eating trend is not something I want done to me. And you know what? And hey, listen, preferences.
Right.
Right.
It's okay to say that. Like, stay away from my booty. Like, stay away from my booty hole. You know, just never mind, sir. I don't get on it. You know.
Yeah, guide him in a different way. Say, "I'd rather if you kissed me here instead."
Right. Hello. Right. Yeah. It's like, hey, where you going?
And you just like you're thinking of these songs, Maisha. I was a heavy Sex and the City watcher, and there's one scene that comes to my mind where he wanted her to do that. And as he kind of like motioned, "This is where I want you to be," she's like, "I don't do that." She's like, "No." And then it just ruined the mood for both of them. They both kind of like, "Okay, good night. See you next time." Not.
Michael over on Instagram says men love to be directed, but how it's communicated is more important. Absolutely agree with you on that. Yes. I had something in my mind, but Carmel's story just took it out. It'll come back to me.
So here's the one thing I did ask all the people that I talked to, right? I said, I noticed that you did not mention tightness or wetness. And
that's a young man. That's a young man's game.
Right. And they were like, it's fine. I mean, it's okay. He said, "We'll live." Stay away from my booty hole.
For a long time.
Stay away. So yeah, like I said, I noticed you didn't mention tightness or wetness, and they're like, the one thing about the wetness thing was some guys were like, if it's too this is just what was said. If it's too wet, it's irritating. Okay. Everybody's different. But I just noticed that when I add none of that was ever mentioned, ladies. So if you're concerned about that, because I talk a lot about vaginal dryness on my channel, and I talk a lot about it because it's not because of them, it's because of us, and it's painful, and it doesn't help the situation. It does not help you have a great time. So that's why I talk about it. But it was interesting to hear the perspective of men about it. So that's all I wanted to share on that. Anyway.
Yeah, the reason why I said that's a young man's game is, when boys are first coming into, first of all, nobody talks to boys about sex, right? Because their mothers don't talk to them about it. mothers, please talk to your sons about sex. And so they're only learning about it most likely from porn or from, talking to some other classmate. And there's this idea that keeps getting passed down to them, that like the tightness means something, and that's how she's cheating on you because she's too loose, or and she's got to be wet. And it's and what I never hear is, if she's not wet, pause, because she might not be into you. If she's not getting wet, there's something wrong with her. It can't be him, something wrong with her. And the midst of that, I just really want to put it in perspective. And this is what grown men realize later on, especially after they may have been with a woman who's had their child or whatever have you. Gentlemen, a whole head is made to come out of those vaginas, and they don't stay that big, right? So you don't ever have to worry about tightness for any reason whatsoever. It goes back to where it needs to go. If it feels like it's loose in there, it just means that your key needs to find different ways to activate her lock. That's all that means. It means something about her. It just means understanding her angles, where her spots are, and learning how to work your hips to hit all of those different places. I just wanted to.
And there are different size penises. Why can't they be different size vaginas? Like
there are.
Right. Exactly. That's my point. That's my point. When men say things like that. Anyway.
I'm just putting these up here because it's a holiday and we have time today. So Nicole, who felt so guilty after doing a father-daughter role play with a guy who suggested, and she said she felt dirty for enjoying it. And so I just want to say this: there is a whole website for folks who like those types of fetishes, and it is called fetlife.com. Help yourself to it. FETLIFE.com. There are people who like all kinds of things out there. Consenting legal adults who enjoy everything from tossing salad, that is what it is called. Sad to say, Carmel, because she's vegan and tosses her own salads in her kitchen. But tossing salad means eating the booty hole, and for everything from there to scat play. Not my thing, but people enjoy that. And if you don't know what scat is, it's the stuff that comes out of your booty hole. So fetlife.com. Tanika, go ahead and Nicole, and you can go ahead and role play with everybody.
So yeah, y'all. This was our conversation tonight. Those were all the answers that I got. I don't know if we have anybody who's listening, any men who's listening who wanted to add to what men consider great sex, but this is just what I've heard. So this is the conversation tonight. Maisha, you look like you are looking for.
No, I was reading the comments, but yeah, Raider did add. He put in those C's in there: creativity, connection, communication, and honesty. Plan D, if you're hanging out here, Plan D. If you're hanging out here, feel free to give us yours. Maurice did say fearlessness, deep knowledge of her own body, and willingness to learn his body. Mike, if you're on here and you want to let us know, and Michael also on Instagram, if you're still there and you want to let us know, we would love to hear. It's always great to hear from the men.
Oh yeah,
you can't speak for all of the men, right? But y'all know what y'all talk about. Next time we'll do one for the ladies, but.
That's all I got, y'all. If y'all want to add anything else for tonight, other than that, I'm done.
What else?
I'm thinking. I feel like there was another one of my stories, but I can't think of anything.
Oh, look at me! I'm like, I am not telling my stories on. I can tell my stories on here, but we'll save those for another storytelling day. Lakeisha said, y'all are into, so we have a fetish conversation happening here now. Lakeisha said the new things that seem to be happening. That's Lakeisha, just want to tell you that's not new at all. It's new to you. Right. It's new to each generation as it comes up. But toe sucking is a tale as old as time. So is booty hole licking as well. All of these things, there's really literally nothing new under the sun when it comes to anything sexual. It's coming into your awareness, but I'm telling you, we're telling you as women who are 50 and over, there's nothing new. But no, I think you covered everything that I have. I think that's one of my sons closing my door more because it was starting to open. I think you covered everything that I've personally ever heard men say. I will also say this. There was a client that I had, and so I did body work for men, and there was a client that I had who, once when the sessions are over, I would always hold the men and have them lean up against me, and I would hold them. And there were men who would tell me that they would not touch like this at all in relationships or anything like that. And so I would say that men desire to be held and cuddled. They don't only want to be touched when it comes to sex. They don't just want you going straight for the wand and for the rod. They want to know that you actually care for the whole entire body. Because sometimes it'll seem like, all right, he wants a blowjob, let me just go ahead and do it. No, they want to know that you, like, it's the whole package, So arms, chest, back, legs. Maurice says types of great sex: waking me up in any number of creative ways. Just stay away from my booty hole. So wake them up in creative ways. And yes, in my personal experience, waking men up in creative ways has proven to be quite fruitful.
Yes.
I do like that though, Maisha, that you mentioned the holding a man, the caring for a man, the just petting them, just a safe space for them to just lay their head. I love that. Now I know we are talking about sex or whatever, but afterwards, like you said, just you don't have to always be the one being held. So
they like to be the little spoon.
Yeah.
Now we start to sit at the table. All right, I'm good. I got nothing else. Now I got to figure out when's the next time I'm gonna have some experiences. Because yes, Lord, please, thank you.
All right, y'all. We thank you so much for joining us tonight for another episode of Black Coffee, Honey, and Grits, and we will see you on Wednesday. Take care, guys.
Ciao, ciao.